guys, I hope you guys are all doing well. I am tonight. I am actually making a video on doing a live event, to be honest, and I could have done this live, but I chose to actually do a video of different projects I'm making, and I will be doing that in my Diane Reevely Dilutions art journal. And I'm going to be using the products I'm showing you below, and we're going to have some fun and be a little creative. And I will be doing a live event coming up soon, so I will let you know a date and a time, and we'll create some things, and you can message me and chat with me at the time that we're doing this, and we'll have a lot of fun. So I'm going to be using the Paper Artsy Fresco Finish paints, which are chalk acrylics. These are just some of them. There is a huge amount of paints in this line, so I will be using some of these. They are amazing paints, and I highly recommend getting them if you've never used them. And I will show you just a little bit of what we're going to create with these now. So, flip through my album here, and I'm going to find an empty page if I can find one, filling this thing up. So here we go. See how this is going to work. It's kind of a wonky one because it's at the end of my album. So we're just going to do a double page, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of a different design. I'm going to have it vertical instead of horizontal. So what I'm going to start with now, normally I would put my paint on my Tim Holtz glass mat, but today I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to use my old Making Memories paint thingy here. So what I'm going to start as a background, I think I'm going to start with cheesecake. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that in here, and I'm going to put a little bit in here. So take my brush. I'm using the Dina Wakley media brushes, and they're a lot of fun. I really like these brushes. They were great. So we're just going to pop this color on like so as a background, and there's going to be a couple different background colors to this. So hopefully this won't be a really long video because I'm just trying to give you some ideas and tips and techniques. And as I'm doing this, I also just want to remind everybody to subscribe to this video and like if you're on Facebook, and follow the videos. It's a lot of fun creating. I hope you guys enjoy it too, and I hope you aren't dissatisfied with my videos. Hopefully you're liking them. They're just going to get better. And if there's anything you guys are looking to see as far as content goes, please let me know, because I would love to hear different things that everybody else wants to see and not just what I think you want to see. The local scrapbook store I work at is going to start offering classes here soon again, I believe. So that's also another option. Having said that, are you guys up to taking classes in person again? I'm going to add another little dollop in here, because some people I know are into doing that in person. Some just want to stick to online. As well as, having said that, what are you thinking about, like doing crops and retreats and things? Are you happy to do those online, or would you rather do those in person, given the situation right now? Normally I don't go back a different direction when I'm painting, but you saw me do it. I just did it. I'm not going to lie. Normally you should stick in the same direction as you always go. But these are amazing paints, and I'm going to show you. Kind of the reason I did that is because you can't really see the direction in which I painted. These are a nice thick chalk paint, and they're already drying. I don't even need to add any heat or let it sit because it's drying that fast. So I'm going to put my brush in the water. I'm going to take out another paintbrush, nice chunky one, love it. This is Again, another Dina Wakley Media brush. And this time I'm going to use some of the Byzantium, hopefully I said it right, or Byzantium paint from Paper Artsy. We're going to pop that there. It's very thick. Love it. Okay, so, and with these, for anybody that's never used them before, they are an English paint, and it basically says they're top quality, highly pigmented, water-based, environmentally friendly, matte acrylic paints. No need for undercoat or primer or on many surfaces. Where am I at? Paper, card, metal, wood, ceramic, canvas, etc. Byzantium, this color, has medium coverage, medium opacity. Chalk finish is perfect to stamping on. It dilate with the water for a wash, or with glaze for transparency. So that tells you a lot about how these paints are made. They're really, really good. I know if you're a local person watching my feed that Scrap and Bean sells them, and they have a huge selection at both stores. So I would highly recommend checking out those stores to get these paints. They're some of the best ones I've seen, and I've heard great reviews about them from many different people. So I'm just going to wet a little bit. I'm not trying to make this like a watercolor really, but I'm just trying to loosen it up a little bit. Anyway, so I am going to do a little bit of purple over in here. So now this is all painted, I went ahead with a black marker and I just outlined all of the colors that we already put into this. And before that we put on our distress spray just to give a little bit more dimension. So there's a couple little dots that are still slightly wet in this greeny yellow one. It kind of got a little bumped, so not a problem because we're going to go over that. It's not going to matter. So our next move we're going to do is with some distress oxides, and I'm using Shabby Shutters and Seedless Preserves. And what I'm going to do with these is just put some color into these areas so we don't have such a defined line. I have three different things you could use. I have the blending tool. So I am going to use that with the purples. Mine's a little on the messy side. It's something leak on it, so let's clean that up. And here's the Nouveau. That's another one you could use. So there's that option. I'm not using that now, but it also comes off. It's very similar to the Tim Holtz blending ink tool. And using this is the Distress. So I am going to use this with my yellowy color, or actually the Shabby Shutters. So I'm going to use that on here with this to show you how to use it. If you want to have more of an area covered and not so drastic, you just leave it down. If you want to have more of a drastic area and more right to the spot and confined, you can pull it up as much as you want. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. So take your lid off. Go around and around and around, and I was doing green on this before, so it's not a big deal because I was already in that color palette. So with this one I am just going to do the top area, and because I have another page on this side, if you really wanted to, on my desktop I used to have planners, like monthly planners, like from Staples. I usually keep those once I'm done with them, fold them out or just put them here so I can use those as kind of my ink catchers, if you will. So I'm going to lather up some more. So I'm going to put that on there. So it's changed up our color a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. So hopefully you can see that the color has changed a little. And I'm just going to add that into here. If you get into your white dots, it's not the end of the problem or end of the world. So it's okay. And as you will notice, I did not outline the purple because that is what we're going to do with our seedless preserves. So I don't want a for sure defined line with a black marker. So that's the end of our green for now. So with this, when you're done, you just pop it up, put the cap on, done. And with those, you get two of them. So I have one for my distress and one for my oxide. Okay, so we're going to move on to our seedless preserves. And again, I'm using my blending ink tool. So just go like so. And with this one, I'm going to be a little bit more careful. I might even have used, you know what, with this one, it's coming a little bit too much. I'm going to use a finger. That one, I'm going to use a finger. This had the black on it, but it's very, oh, no, I used this one already. Disregard. Wrong finger. There's many things you could use. You could use the Vicky Bouton tool, but I'm not using that and I have to clean mine. That's one reason I'm not using it, is because I have to clean it. So, there's so many little doodaddies here. Okay, so this one. This is perfect because it had blue on it and it's bone dry. So, this one would probably be a little bit better for what we're doing. So, I'm just going to rub it in here a little bit, and I'm going to move it around a little bit with my finger. You know what? I'm not liking the look of that either. See, don't you like actually seeing how this actually works? I'm going to use this tool. And because this is a lighter color, I'm just going to put purple over top of it, and then I can wash it afterwards. And if the green comes through, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to dry brush that a little bit. Okay, so, oh yeah, this is more of what I wanted. The bristles give it a really cool effect. So see, you can see how that changes things a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I was not liking this so much before, but I'm not minding it so much now. And you'll see what we're going to do because we're going to be adding some ink and some stamps to it. I didn't like the orange so much on this one, but I don't have a ton of the paints yet, so I'm just showing you with what I have. But I highly recommend those chalk paints. They're so fun and cool and thick, and you don't have to put multiple layers on. They work great. Okay. So we're gonna do that like so. Voila. Okay, so same thing, pop that up. Put on the cap, you're done, and I'll wash that later. Okay, so put our lids on our inks. Okay, so I'm not sure how many of you have used stamps other than for card making, but I have a few different ones. This is from Studio Light, and it is just to add background and some texture, so that might be one we can use. Most of these I'm using are Elizabeth's Craft, so I'm going to be using those, and I really like those stamps. They're great for the projects I've been creating lately. So I will be trying, probably majority of those will be her stuff. So we will start with that. So I've got our acrylic block, and I am going to start with this one here. And with this, I am using Distress ink, the black soot from Tim Holtz. So I'm going to get that inked up. And I don't want it super juicy because this is a background.